Hi guys, and welcome back to our channel. Today I'm going to be showing you how I make my version of a popular Filipino dish called tinola. The first time I tried tinola, I was like in love. It's probably my favorite Filipino dish besides synagogue, and I make it all the time. I was in love with it because I'm a huge fan of ginger. I love ginger. It's really great in the cold weather, and it's perfect for when you have a cold, because it's essentially just chicken with a few other ingredients, and ginger is really great for when you're sick. So obviously it's not cold out right now, but I still love it so much that I make it all the time. So my recipe is a little bit different than the traditional Filipino recipe, so I'm going to explain why it's different and all of that as we go along. Okay guys, so this is everything that you're going to need to cook my version of tinola. So first things first, you're going to need some chicken. I personally like to use the boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So this is dark meat. You can use white meat if you prefer. Obviously that's a little bit healthier, so you can use the boneless, skinless chicken breast. But I like to use the dark meat because it has more fat, so it's a bit more flavorful. But the original tinola recipe calls for chicken that's still on the bone. I prefer not to have it on the bone because I don't like having to pick chicken off the bone, and I have small children. So the next thing that you're going to need is potato. We don't have any green papaya. It's just not accessible to us. So I substitute that out for potato, which works really great because I love potato. And then we're gonna need ginger, lots of ginger. So that's one of the biggest differences in my recipe is I use a ton of ginger because I love ginger. I just can't help it. So if you're not big on ginger, then this might not be the recipe for you, but we love ginger in this house, so we ginger it up. The next thing that you're gonna need is some spinach. This is quite a lot of spinach, and yes, we're gonna be using all of this. We're gonna need some bok choy. You can get bok choy in just about any supermarket. So yeah, this is what it looks like. And then we're gonna need a little bit of garlic, just for taste, and half of a chopped up sweet onion. I like to use the sweet onion, that's my favorite. And then of course we're gonna need some patis or fish sauce. You can get this at just about any Asian market. We have a really small Asian market here, and they have it, so you should be able to find it. And lastly, we're gonna need some chicken broth. I have a few different, or several containers here of chicken broth. I'm not sure if I'm gonna use all of them. We'll play it by ear because we're making a pretty big batch of tinola. So let me back it up and give you guys a look of everything that we're gonna use for this tinola. I've got a smaller pot and a bigger pot. I'm going to be using the smaller pot to marinate my chicken, and then I'm going to transfer that over into the bigger pot because we're going to need more room as we add ingredients. So first of all, I'm going to start off by adding just a tiny bit of olive oil. You don't want to add a lot because we don't want that olive oil taste. We want just enough that the ingredients doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. And the chicken will render enough fat on its own so that it shouldn't stick. We're just gonna kind of work that around. Alright, I'm gonna turn it up kind of like medium high, and I'm gonna start off by putting in my onion. Again, this is a sweet onion, and I just chopped up about half of it. You can use a small or a medium to large size onion depending on how much onion you want. So get all that in there. All that yummy onion. And then we're gonna go in with our garlic, and garlic for taste, so you know, a little bit of garlic if you want, or you can add more. So I don't use exact measurements, I just kind of cook by eye. So we've got the garlic in there, and then we're gonna add all of this yummy ginger. So lots of ginger. I've already gone ahead and skinned the ginger and chopped it up. So you want to make sure you skin your ginger before. So we're going to let that get all mixed up nice and good. So this is creating kind of like the marinade for our chicken. And how we're gonna know this is ready is when the onions become translucent. So it won't take long. You'll be able to tell. Can you see that? Can you see how yummy that looks already? I can already smell the beginning signs of tinola. With all that ginger. I know you guys are probably gonna think I'm crazy in the comment section how much ginger I put in here, but I'm not kidding, you guys. I love ginger. It's like, oh my gosh.
I know you're crazy about that, ginger.
I am. My husband says I should have a ginger farm. Maybe I should become a ginger farmer. You guys let me know in the comments if you think that's a good idea. Okay, so now that we've gotten the onions cooked, it's been cooking for about 5 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and add the chicken in because it's starting to get brown on the bottom. So again, we're adding in boneless, skinless chicken thighs. So this is dark meat, and I like to use the dark meat because I think it just has more flavor, probably because it has more fat. And this part you want to pay close attention to. You don't want to leave it at this stage because you don't want the chicken sticking to the bottom of the pan. And you want to make sure that the chicken is getting cooked all the way around. So I'm just going to continuously toss it back and forth, mix it up really good with the ginger and the onion, get all of that flavor mixed up together. And you'll know the chicken's cooked when it shrinks a little bit in size and it goes white. Okay, so the chicken is really good at cooked. You can tell, and you can see all of those yummy juices that's come out of the chicken. So that's going to add to our flavor. So now that we've got it cooked, we're going to put that aside. Oops, got ginger there. And we're going to go ahead and pull in our bigger pot. We're going to transfer everything over. So I cooked that chicken still on medium-high heat the whole time. And we're going to put all this in there. Make sure you get everything out. Don't want any ginger left behind. Okay. So now, move this pot out of the way, and we're going to go straight in and add our chicken broth. So we're going to go ahead and use this chicken broth. And I'm going to use a lot of chicken broth. I highly, highly recommend using chicken broth over water because it's just way more flavorful. So a little trick to get your chicken broth to pour faster is by taking a little knife and just puncturing a few holes in the bottom. Okay. So that's 1.5 container because I had some left over from last time. I'm probably going to go ahead and add about 2 more. That looks like we've got enough chicken broth. So it's much easier to just get the bigger containers of chicken broth, but they didn't have those, so we just got the small ones. So now we're going to turn this all the way up, put the lid on, turn it all the way up, and let that, we're going to bring that to a boil. And when that starts boiling, we'll come back. What is that? What is that? My neck? You see it? Give mommy kisses. Give mommy kisses. I don't take off my necklace. Tell Dave blah 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 blah. Go tell him in the camera. Say blah 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 blah. What are we making? Say tinola? Tinola. Say we're making tinola?
Tinola?
Tinola? You're so cute!
You like tinola?
Yeah, I do. Say I like ginger. Tell Dad you like ginger. Say ginger? 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 He said it. Tell Dad ginger. Ginger. Okay, so we've brought our tinola to a boil, and while that's still boiling, or while I was waiting for it to start boiling, I went over here and went ahead and started cooking my rice because tinola is best served with rice. So the rice I like to use is this botan rice. You can get it in the Asian section at your local grocery store. So I made 3 cups and I'm cooking it in this rice cooker, which makes it super easy. So you just add 3 cups of your rice, and then the rice cooker has measuring on the side, so you just fill it up according to how many cups you put in it. So while that's cooking, we're going to come back over here. You can see we've brought our tinola to a nice boil, which is what we wanted. And from here, we're going to go ahead and add in our potatoes. So again, like I mentioned earlier, I'm substituting out the green papaya for the potatoes because our Asian market doesn't carry the green papaya, so I like potatoes, so it works out. So we're going to have to wait again and let those potatoes cook down just for a few minutes. So I'm going to go ahead and put the lid back on, and I'm going to bring down the temperature down to about medium. And we're going to let those potatoes cook. Oh yeah, Mr. Attitude.
Hello. Hello.
Okay, so the potatoes have been cooking for a few minutes, so we're going to go ahead and add in our bok choy. It's very important that you clean your bok choy really well when you first get it because it can be very dirty. And then you want to chop off the trunk of it. So this is what it should look like, and we're going to put this whole thing in there. So I've already went ahead and chopped off the bottom, or should I say that my husband already went ahead and chopped off the bottom because he's so sweet like that. So we're just going to go ahead and put a few of these in, making sure that they're all clean as we do it. Already been cleaned, but we just want to make sure. Bok choy is so good. I love it. I've seen some recipes that call for bok choy, some don't, so you know, it's totally up to you if you want to include this or not. Tinola is so customizable. That's why I love it. I'm just letting those cook as the potatoes are still cooking as well. And we're going to add in some more. Finish it off. And just push those down. Just kind of stirring it a little bit. Get down in there and cook. Okay. So we're going to put the lid back on and let those cook for a few minutes. And then we'll come back. Tinola, 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 tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! She's so skinny.
Yummy, 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 yummy to my tummy. Like, yummy, yummy to my tummy. I love tinola. Yay! I love tinola. Where's that, Chez?
Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! Tinola, tinola, tinola. Hey! Okay, so it's starting to smell good. And our bok choy has cooked down enough that we're going to go ahead and add in the spinach. We save the spinach for last because it cooks the fastest. What is it, baby? What? What? What?
Do that, Mom. Do that, Mom.
Do that.
Oh, do this? Like this?
Snap your fingers.
He's trying to snap. Okay, Mommy's got to finish cooking, okay? I got to finish cooking.
Pick up the willies.
Pick it up.
You know how to use willies?
Okay.
Oh, she's kissing you.
Oh, our bok choy has cooked down enough. You can see it's kind of turning a little translucent and it's gotten soft. So we're gonna go ahead and add in the spinach, and we save the spinach for last because it cooks the fastest. So, okay, so I've put in half of that. I'm gonna let that cook just a little bit. You don't have to wait very long. You can already see that it's already starting to cook down. Okay, so I went ahead and added in the rest of that spinach. As you can see, it cooks really fast. I'm just gonna stir it up and get it mixed. Our tinola, for the most part, is finished. We've added in all the ingredients. So now the only thing left to do is add in the last thing, last but certainly not least, our patis.
Your favorite?
Mmm, yummy patis. It tastes yummy, doesn't smell so great, but it tastes really good. Mix all of that in really well. And what we can do is take our ladle, I've got it over here, take just a little bit. Mmm, it's so good. Mmm, that tastes so good, guys. So now all we have to do is let this kind of just sit and kind of just cook just a little bit longer. I'm gonna put this on a simmer, so very low heat. But that's basically it. Our rice is done, so the only thing left to do now is eat it. So much for watching. Like this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe, leave me a comment down below if there's any other videos you'd like to see, and be sure to hit that notification bell so you always know when we upload a new video. Thanks for watching, guys. Until next time, bye.